this is something I really wanted to talk to you guys about. Like, I'm just get happy just thinking about it right now. Just oh my god, I'm just so happy.
Okay.
No, but
Can we get Anthony back and get rid of this white girl?
No.
Yeah. I really like Sandra, but I want Anthony back. He knows how to run the show.
No, you don't get Anthony back. No, but the thing is, on YouTube, there's actually this guy that's actually been, and I think he's actually getting really popular this year. But it's this guy named Captain Christian, and he's been doing like these video. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, 90s knows what I'm talking about. He's also been doing like these video essays and just about cool shit that he likes. He did one on the gorillas. He did one on Spawn. But the one I actually want to bring up today is he actually did one on Adult Swim and how he was just talking about the history and stuff like that. The main point that I'm actually trying to get here, because in this video, he actually mentioned that it's very rare for like a television network to connect with its audience more than any other network. He said for our parents' generations, that was MTV, music television. And he was saying like for a majority of our generation, that is Adult Swim. Like it really just, it wasn't a television network to us. It's like an experience to us. So that actually brings me to the question of the night that I'm actually asking. If MTV was for our prior generation, you know, our parents' generation, it just connected with that audience a little bit more. And then for our generation, if it was Adult Swim, what do y'all think is the media platform or television network that connects more with the youth of today?
Can I go?
And it doesn't. You know what? You go ahead, Ganja. I actually have an answer, but you go ahead, Ganja.
All right, because the way I see it, I think YouTube is actually the MTV our generation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think Adult Swim is one of those shows that, you know how our parents go, oh, I remember watching this show, and they show you. I think that Adult Swim will be one of those things that's going to be a highlight of our generation. Mm-hmm. But YouTube, Facebook, any social media, those two things are going to be what's going to be define our generation, because we actually grew up with it. Our parents did it. Yeah. That's 100% for us. So I think those two mediums, and then a little bit of the video game industry, because I don't know if you, for the older folks, I don't know if you noticed, but around the 90s, that's when video games really started to take off as a media platform. More and more regular people started buying it. Parents even knew what game system and what video games were at the time, and knew the difference between systems. So I think between video game consoles, YouTube, and Adult Swim, I think we have about a good amount of things that you can consider our generation.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, going back off that, and I'll give y'all time to think, too. About this, but yeah, I was going to exact same thing that Ganja said. Like, yeah, MTV is for the parent generation. Adult Swim is more us. I think YouTube is more them, because think about it. What's the most demographic that connects with Let's Players now? Like who makes up, like fills up the sub box for Markiplier, PewDiePie, all those Let's Players, Jacksepticeye? It's mostly children. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going towards this generation full of like self-expression. It kind of reminds me of what's happening like with the hippies back in the 70s. It's like, free to be the best me that you can be, but just put that whole hippie way of thinking into the digital age. And yeah, I think YouTube is like really doing that too. And look at the parallels between Adult Swim and YouTube. It's just like Adult Swim is more than just a network. They got the bumpers. It's got personality. They're doing like their own commercials and stuff like that. And just look at YouTube. They're starting to, make their own fucking content. They're starting to do like taking the content creators from the actual platform and boosting them up to actually do their own shows and stuff like that. So they can actually have shows on fucking Netflix and stuff like that. So yeah, YouTube is totally my answer as well.
As far as something that connects, and it's really, I guess, kind of surprising how it is, but I really feel it does connect. Pornhub. It has such a large, social, connection.
I love this
Twitter
guy.
He was not wrong.
I want to hear his explanation, Alan, please.
Because unlike a lot of the networks right now, it really tries its best to kind of connect with its audience through, the various videos it shows, the various Twitter accounts, just overall on how it really branches out unlike any other platform out there right now.
How does that connect back to porn?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, their distribution network, that's kind of what their medium is. So it really helps people kind of connect and feel less lonely in life.
He's serious about this.
Yeah, he is. He's dead.
No, he's right though. Like,
I mean, he's not wrong.
Am I wrong though? Am I wrong?
One thing I wanted to say really quick too is just Eddie Hendricks is in the YouTube chat. He said Cartoon Network. And I don't know about what you guys think about that, because Cartoon Network is the one channel that doesn't have at least I don't think that has a oh man, that show used to be cool back in the day, or that channel used to be cool back in the day. It's like, no, it's still the shit. Like, there's still new content every single month.
Are you saying Cartoon Network is still good? What?
Yeah.
What?
That's the thing. It's actually,
or I mean, I love it. Like,
because it was having like, somebody can quote me if I'm wrong here. It was having like this kind of second renaissance, like similar to what we was going through with the whole Cartoon Fridays and What a Cartoon. Yeah. But it's like, but all those shows that was popular, like Regular Show, Adventure Time,
Amazing World of
Gumball. Yeah, Amazing World of Gumball. All those shows are actually about to end. So they're actually trying to get new shows. I know Steven Universe is going to still stick around, but yeah, all those shows are about to leave. So I don't think it's going to be still as strong as like Cartoon Network. It's like look at the library, and it's not even just about our nostalgia glasses, but just look at the lineup for Cartoon Network back in the day. I mean, we had Ed and Eddie, Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls. That shit was like on and on. Dexter's Lab, like, and they was just like. You look at those shows, just like the writing alone, they was just fucking smart. So I don't think Cartoon Network can ever connect to an audience as much as it probably did some of ours. But yeah.
See, that's the thing, though. Like,
man, I've been staring at Anne's camera the whole time.
Stay,
dude. You look like you're in Battlefield Earth right now, man. Like your camera's just on this 45-degree angle. And you're talking like you're a fucking Batman villain. Like.
No, Cartoon Network for me, I never thought that this shit was great when I was a kid. And I was a kid, so it's like I like animations and whatnot. But like, yeah, I mean, as an adult, as a grown-ass man who's very, very cynical, and I don't like, everything, like, Cartoon Network is on fucking top right now. Like, I love Cartoon Network, man. So, I watch that shit, like, every time before I go to bed. So, I don't know, man.
I want to say, like, okay, Peter said in the chat, but nobody else said, like, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. Like, that's the real thing. They're not watching content. They're watching each other. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Social media, that's what the new, like, as far as connecting people.
Yeah, it's actually a second question because we're talking about like just the evolution of television and stuff like that. But I actually wanted to ask you guys, where do you guys feel like the evolution of television is going? And a lot of people is going to say Netflix, streaming services, but I actually have a counterpoint to that. Netflix and other streaming services are actually very convenient, but it's something actually Adult Swim has over them, like television networks. Something that's actually good about television networks. Netflix does not have a personality. It's convenient, but it doesn't have a personality. It doesn't make it feel like a viewing experience. It doesn't really add anything. You just go in there, watch a show, go off. But
like as far as a brand or like them advertising it.
But when you go on Adult Swim, you watch Adult Swim for Adult Swim like content, like the shows. But you also watch it for like the cool bumpers, like the commercials and stuff like that. That's where I actually think the evolution of television is going. It's going to be like live streams, but created in a way that's like television networks. Like a lot of people is actually already doing this already. Adult Swim is actually doing it themselves, where they actually stream Adult Swim like content 24 hours a day, but it actually has that same personality like Adult Swim and like the network. And Mega 64 Television actually does this. Somebody on the YouTube channel actually does it, but they actually get their community to actually create the bumpers and the commercials for them before they move on to the next program. So that's what I think the evolution is going, like live streams that's designed like television networks. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
That's a good point.
Like everything's like I like to say everything streaming is the way of the future. It is. It's just where it's going. Like even now, I don't torrent anymore. I used to torrent all the time. I don't do it anymore because I got Spotify for music, and for my movies and TV shows, I have Kodi. Which yeah.
That's the thing about torrenting, like people, and I really believe this. This could be wrong. People are just gonna still shit regardless. But I don't really believe people won't torrent if they make it accessible. The easier you make it accessible for the consumer, they won't pirate it because it's just
exactly right
here.
Pirating takes a lot of time. Like
it's easier to get every concert. Yeah, it's easier to get all the concerts that I want to see. It's easier to get and hold on to their music because Spotify makes you pay extra to say the playlists offline. So I get all that shit on my Tidal subscription. I get a discounted Tidal subscription because I came in so early. It works.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, like, dude, like, the future is WWE Network, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No, I understand that, but WWE Network actually does what I was just saying with Adult Swim. And I actually was wondering if they do this, but I was actually watching WWE Network, and they have their own original programming, but they also have their own custom-made commercials and bumpers. Like they had like WWE superstar Bayley, and it was playing like her entrance theme song, and it was like it had personality.
Yeah, like you're not gonna watch that live stream or whatever and be like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's like it's always gonna have that WWE flavor to it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Netflix or Hulu does that. Like sometimes you're just watching commercials and it's like, shit. You know, like Hulu is really bad, dude. I fucking hate Hulu's ads, bro. Oh my
I hate Hulu so much. I hate it so much. The fact that you have to pay $6.99 to watch the shows and then get like 4 or 5 commercials in between, and then you give this option. Oh, you can pay $12 a month and plus change, and we'll take away the ads. Like, fuck you! I'm not paying this.
Yeah,
like Netflix, I can do much better with Netflix and even fucking Crunchyroll. Fuck you, Hulu.
Dude, I can do better with Amazon Instant Video. Like, what the
Amazon
fuck?
Instant Video, yes.
I could do better watching Julian's second movie, Monkey in the White House. Yo.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Yo!
Let's see. First thing is Netflix has just as much personality as HBO does. And say what you will, but that little doo-doom or the you know, that's as much personality as one of those fucking. It's not a lightsaber. It's fucking HBO's intro. Come on. Both of those give as much personalities as one of those fucking things need to. Okay. Would you really like it if
the same shit? Like, what the fuck did that happen? Like, who said that shit?
Netflix before their show. I thought you guys fuck it. That's why I'm glad I jumped in.
No, Netflix does do that before, but that's the thing. It's only like 2 seconds. Like it gives it like its flavor, but it doesn't have personalities. Like I would like if Netflix.
What, you want a little monkey, like a little fucking mascot? Like
you want a fucking Netflix thing in the corner?
That's what you want the WB frog before every Netflix show, apparently.
Welcome to the MCA.
My darling, hello, my baby.
No, but I'm talking about it doesn't. That's something that you're missing if you watch Hulu and Netflix. You don't have, commercials. You don't have personality. Like I said, like Adult Swim. It has.
What do you mean by define personality, man?
I know what he means by that.
Yeah, it doesn't have like its own flavor. Like I said, when you turn on Adult Swim, you're not just turning on to like watch Family Guy. Like some people do, but when you turn on, you're watching. You want to experience. Yeah, it's an experience. You're watching.
The one biggest thing that it has over that is recognition. Because anytime somebody sees a big red N, they know, oh, that's Netflix. They people do recognize it.
But like one thing, like I want to put something to what Anthony's saying too. Like, okay, do you guys understand? Like, okay, some guys like ESPN just because, not because they're fans of all sports, like they just like football. But when you watch ESPN, they have like commercials in between the commercials that are ESPN related commercials. So it's like while you're watching the commercials, there's like a scoreboard at the bottom of the screen. There's a fucking logo going on. There's guys like, hey, before we come back, just so you know, get Budweiser. It goes good with your football and being your wife. It's awesome. Like,
and like I said, with Adult Swim and with like those other live streams that I mentioned earlier, they have community created content. And Adult Swim, you can send on your own music. They're actually right now, if you go on their website, they're actually wanting you to actually send in your own comics, so they can actually show them during the bumpers. It's actually like this thing that's always constantly moving. That's something that you can't do with Netflix. You can't send in like your own community creations with Netflix. You don't control how that shit works.
Yes, and I'm really glad you've gotten your advertisement check from Adult Swim. But come on. Nobody wants more commercials. Nobody wants more.
Really? Like, it seems like personality is involved in commercials. Like, no, fuck that.
It's so funny because, Anthony, if you were European, it wouldn't even you wouldn't just name Adult Swim. And I'm saying that because in Europe and in European countries, every channel has bumpers. Every single one. When I was watching shows when I was in France, they'd be like, 5 minutes, I'll be right back. But they were speaking French,
Yeah.
Like every show would have some shit like that.
I want that on the fucking bumper. It's like just Julian, like, hey, 5 more minutes. We'll be right back.
No, let me ask y'all this. This is actually the big decider, and I could be wrong when I say this, but do y'all watch Super Bowl commercials?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, wait, actually, yeah, because they're usually trailers.
Exactly. No, imagine a world where those just go away.
Okay, I don't fucking watch them during the Super Bowl anyway.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of like Netflix or Hulu. That's just me.
I ain't watching football.
But it's not an apt comparison because the Super Bowl commercials became famous because the game is usually so bad that one team is usually beating the other so bad that people are only paying attention for the commercials. Right. It became this is the big advertising spend of the year. Everybody's going to waste as much money as possible on crazy commercials because everybody in the country is watching.
Yeah.
As people stop watching the Super Bowl as much, those commercials will start to become more pedestrian, and they already have.